Good afternoon and welcome to Microsoft Word and report formatting. This video will look at techniques you will need to format an academic report using Microsoft Word. We will look at the general layout for reports, general formatting guidelines, section breaks and how to install them, identifying the section that you're on, page numbering for each of these sections, headers and footers and how to insert them, page numbering, how to insert date and time, heading styles, how to create numbered heading styles, and the general formatting for documents. We will also look at how to add captions for tables and figures. So with the general formatting, we're going to be looking at making all documents font of Times New Roman 12 point or Arial 11. Make the paragraph spacing 0 points before and 12 points after. This will add an extra line of spacing after any paragraphs that helps you to remove any extra enters in your document. We're going to make sure it's all left aligned, that there's 0 centimeters indentation, that the whole document is set to 1.5 line spacing, and that the font color is black or set to black or automatic colors. So if we open our document, what we can do to make the whole document, to format the whole document, is select Control A, and we can go up to our Home tab and Times New Roman 12 points. We can go and make sure it says left aligned. Our font color is automatic or black. Our line spacing is 1.5, and if we go to the page layout tab, we can choose 0 point before spacing and 12 point spacing after. Another part of the general formatting that we need to do is just check the report for any extra enters, tabs, spelling errors, check that your acronyms have been capitalized, and any double spaces after full stops. Now to do this, we go up to our Home tab and click on the Show Hide icon, and you'll see that every place that there's an enter, we have a little backwards P icon, and we just go through the document and check that there are no extra enters throughout, that there are no extra tabs, and no extra spaces that we don't want in there. A quick scan of the document should show this. So if, for example, there are a number of enters, we will simply backspace to get rid of them. The other thing we can do to check for extra double spaces after full stops is click up in our navigation tool, which you can find by simply going up to your Find button here, and that will pop the navigation up, and you hit the space bar twice and put 2 spaces in there, and it will show you if there are any extra spaces. So were there to be 2 spaces throughout the document after, you would see exactly where they are to go through and get rid of them. Or you can use the replace, and you can click your 2 spaces in the Find, click a single space and go replace all, and it will replace all of the areas that have more than 1 space. The report layout always needs to be the same. We will always have a title page on a report, and the title page will have no header or footer. Then there will be a section break, and the next section will be what they call the front matter. In this front matter, we have the executive summary, any tables of contents, tables or figures, and the footer will have Roman numerals as the page numbering. After this, there will be another section break, and then in this next section of body, you will have the introduction, the main body, the references and the conclusion. The footer in this section will have your page numbering in Arabic numerals, so 1, 2, 3, 4 as we normally use them. Your appendix, which is called the end matter, will have that same numbering continued on. The body and the executive summary will both have the same headers, and we can look at that in a moment. So to create a section break in a document, you simply need to go and have your mouse icon clicked in the area you wish to add the section break. Go up to your page layout icon, find the little breaks tab and click next page. So in this document, if I wanted a section break before the executive summary to place my title page in, I would go to page layout, breaks, and next page section break. And you can see with the little hide show icon that we actually have a section break there. If I were to pop some information here, just simply title page will do for now, we will see that that's our first page with the title page. We have a section break onto our executive summary. We want another section break between the executive summary and the introduction, and this will give us our body of our document. So again, page layout, break, and section break. And again, you will see, especially if we hit enter there, you will see the section break next page. Now, to identify what section you are in, you simply can go to the bottom of Word, and down in this left bottom section you should see section. If you don't see the section you're on, simply right click that bar, go up the top to where the word section is and enable it with a click. Now you can see that the section is visible down here. So at any time that you are in your document and you click around, you can see which section you're in. So we're up on the title page, it's section 1. If we scroll down to our executive summary, we will see section 2 down here. And if we scroll down to our body, we'll see section 3. Now, the page numbering for section breaks is important. The front matter has the Roman numerals, the body of the report and the end matter has the 1, 2, 3 in Arabic numerals. Now to do this, we are going to first insert headers and footers. Once we have inserted our headers and footers, we will put the page numbering within them. Back to our Word document. So we need to go Insert, and over in the middle you will see header, footer and page number. So at this point we wish to insert a footer, and we're just going to insert a blank one that we can adapt to whatever we would like. So as you click on it, you will see that a footer turns up and you have type here where you need to put your information. You will also see that it shows you which section you are in, and it also has this same as previous tab. We'll look at that in a minute. For now, to add our page numbering, we simply go up in our design tab and you will see page number. We click on the drop down arrow, go to current position, and depending on what you want, there is page numbering. If you need to have a page one of however many pages in the documents, this will put in the page numbering and how many pages are in the document. I'm going to simply put in a blank number for now. You can center align that if you need to by going to Home and Center, or you can use tabs. If it's left aligned, you can use tabs to center it or to right align it. To insert a heading, in the same process of inserting footer, you will see that the heading section is here as well. And this is where you can add a header if it is required. So with things like your name, student number, assignment name, course code, and if you need to insert a date or a time, You simply go to your Insert tab and click on Date and Time, and you can choose the format that you wish to use. I'm simply going to have a date in the simple format. To get out of your header and footer, you simply double click back into the document and it will become live again. To click back into your header and footer, simply double click in there inside it and it will bring that live as well. To unlink our footers from the previous section so that we can have our different numbering, we need to go to the Design tab and find the Link to Previous icon. You simply need to be clicked in the section that you wish to change. So the Executive Summary, I'm going to go to the footer there, double click inside it, and if I go up to my Design tab and the Link to Previous and click on it, you will see it will unlink this tab. I'm going to go down to the next section, to my body, and I'm going to do the same thing in the footer there. Double click to set it up and click on the Link to Previous to unlink it. From here I'm going to choose my page numbering. Now in my body I want to make the page numbering start at 1 and be in Arabic numbers, so I will simply go to my page number and format page numbers. In here you can see we have the choice of Arabic and Roman numerals. We're going to leave it on the Arabic, and we're going to change this from continue from previous section to start at, and we're going to start at 1 and go OK. So our document will start in the body from 1 and carry on in this third section. If we scroll up now and we go to section 2, which is our front matter or our executive summary, we can do the same thing. Click in here, go to our page number and format page numbers. In here we are going to, however, change it to our Roman numerals. And again, we can start at 1 on this. We go OK and you will see that we have 1 here. So just to show you, if we click back in our content, if I add a page with a Control Enter, which will add a simple page break, you will see, I'll call this Contents, because that will be where our contents list goes. If we scroll down, you will see that there's a Roman numeral for 2 in our numbering here. So we have 2 pages in our front matter. Now onto our title page. We do not want to have a header or a footer on our title page, so what we do to get rid of that is simply double click into our footer to highlight it or to get it live, and we go up to our Design tab again and you will see Different First Page. We simply click on this and it removes any numbering from our first page. It also removes any header from our first page, so there will be no header or footer on the title page as we require. Now, just a quick tip, it is well worth scrolling through your entire document to check that your page numbers in the front matter are Roman numerals, that the first page in the body of the report is numbered 1, and that the rest of the page numbers of the report follow on correctly. We're going to look at headings now. When we create our contents list, headings, using heading styles is going to give us an automatic content list creation ability. So to do this, we'll go back to our document and we'll go down to our executive summary. So we wish our executive summary to be a heading 1. We're going to click on heading 1 up here and you can see that changes the executive summary. Be careful to make sure that it doesn't change the rest of the content and that stays normal. Simply by clicking on the heading and going heading 1, it will make that entire line the heading that you want. So we're going to go down and just quickly have a look. So introduction would be a heading 1. So our main headings are going to be heading 1. Any subheadings, like the First Fleet heading, will be heading 2. So a simple click in the line somewhere and click on our style that we want. heading 2 on these ones. If we go down further, our conclusion will be a main heading again, so heading 1. References will be a main heading. Appendix, each appendix will be a main heading. Again, there are subheadings within here in my document. A main heading on Appendix B, a subheading on the names within that. And once we're done, with this, we can go back to the beginning of the document and to our contents page. So we can see that we've added headings here. Now, to use these headings, we're going to create a contents list. To do this, we're going to go to our References tab up the top, and you can see Table of Contents. Now, there are a number of different styles, but I'm going to simply choose the automatic table here. And what you will see is that this has now given us a table of contents where each of our heading 1 headings are left aligned, and each of our heading 2 headings have been tabbed in to show that they are a subheading of the previous ones. You'll also see that it adds the page numbers in for us. If we click outside of this so we can see it without it being highlighted, you'll see all the page numbers have been added in for us. You'll see that they've been tabbed over automatically. If we turn off our show hide icon, you'll see the page nice and clearly. It also adds a contents heading, so we can remove the contents heading that we created up here. Now, if you change something, so you can see that I removed that contents heading, and yet that contents heading that was in there is still there, you can simply right click and go Update Field, and you'll see that it removes that heading. Or you can go to the references and you can choose to update the table from in there as well. You can choose to update just the page numbers or the entire table. So as you can see here, our main headings are going to be things like our executive summary, the introduction, the conclusion, recommendations, references and appendices. Our subheadings are going to be things like the background, the aims, the scopes, the library resources and any other sub or minor headings in your document. To do numbered headings, as is required in a report, we will simply click on one of our headings. So in my case, I'll click on the introduction heading. And when we go up and click on our heading tab, you'll notice that it then proceeds to make every heading within there numbered. And if we look at our contents list, it doesn't have numbers yet, but what we can do is update our list, and you'll see that the numbers are added in here. Now, we don't want numbering on the entire document. The numbering is included in the body, but it is not in the front matter. So all we need to do is to go to our front matter. To remove the numbering, we simply click in front of it and backspace to remove the number, and if you wish to left align it, backspace a second time. So any area that is not required to have numbering, simply click in there and backspace to remove the numbering. We're going to look at the formatting of the document now, and just each area what needs to be done with it. So on the title page, you will see that the title page needs to have a title and then information about the document or about the assignment. So the course code, the course name, the term and year, the lecturer, tutor, assessment number, who it was prepared by, so a student name and number, and the due date. You'll notice that that title and subtitle styles may be used, but do not use heading styles in here because we do not want any of this in the content list. There is no footer or header on this page. However, you can use a page border or you can use vertical justification to enhance the appearance of this page. But these features are limited to this page only. You cannot use a page border or vertical justification throughout the rest of the document. And we apply a section break between the title page and the next page to separate this from the rest of the document. So if we go to the beginning of our document here and where I've typed title page, I'm going to turn the show hide on so we can see what's happening with our section breaks. If we replace that with information about the page, we can center align that, and we can use title in our styles for the initial title of the document, and then if we go down we can use subtitle for the rest of the document. Now I like this to be center aligned. To justify this page, we go to our page layout tab and we go to our first selection here, and we choose our, click on the little arrow in the corner, and from here we go to the layout tab and you can choose your vertical alignment, and you can choose justified, and this will make it sit evenly throughout the page and apply to just the selected section or the selected text. We're going to go to selected section because we're in the section we wish it to be. So if we go OK, you'll see that that evenly aligns those elements on the page but leaves the rest of the document as is, because we've chosen to do it to just that section. Our front matter will include the executive summary or abstract, the table of contents, and tables of figures and tables. The formatting on this will be heading 1 styles with no numbering, page numbers in lowercase Roman numerals, and we'll apply page breaks between each item on a new page and section breaks between the last page of the front matter and the first page of the body of the report. Our body of the report will include the introduction, the discussion, the conclusions and the recommendations. The formatting for this will be heading 1 styles with multi-level decimal numbering, which we've just done. Each heading 1 will start on a new page, and heading 2 and the other lower level styles will be used for subsections within, and they do not need to start on a new page. Page numberings in Arabic numbering, starting on the first page of the body, which is generally the introduction. The text in the footer will reflect the heading 1 text for that part of the report, and apply page breaks to each page, and you will only need section breaks if required. The end matter is our appendix, bibliography, index and glossary of terms. The formatting in here, each item in the end matter is referred to as an appendix. If there is more than one appendix, they are called appendix A, B, C, etc. The heading styles on your appendices will have no numbering, so we'll go through and fix that. And the footer text and the page numbers continue on from the body. And again, you will only apply page breaks after each heading 1, and you will not need a section break unless required for formatting purposes. So if we go to our document and we go down, we've removed the numbers from our executive summary. We have a new enter after each of these. We can go down and create an enter after our introduction. What am I saying? Sorry. We'll go down after the introduction to our next heading. Now, instead of scrolling through the page, you can simply go to your navigation bar here, click on headings, and you can go to your next main heading, which is the conclusion. Now, as the conclusion needs to start on another page, you generally put a Control Enter, which creates a page break so that it will be on a new page. Our references are our next main heading, so again we'd go to the line above and Control Enter to put that on a new page, removing any extra enters as we find them. Control Enter to remove, to add a new heading in front of our appendix, and on each appendix, so appendix A, B, come down here, C seems to have been made a minor heading, so let's make that heading 1 and put it on a new page, and appendix D, again, pop it on a new page. Now we will again you will notice that all of these have numbers on them, and we had noted that appendices do not have numbering. So simply click in front of each appendix with the numbers and backspace twice to remove them. If you click in the navigation bar, it takes you to the beginning of each one, and you can simply click on each one, backspace twice to remove the numbering. Now if we go back to the beginning again to our contents list, you'll notice that there is numbering on all of these. Again, simply right clicking and updating field, choosing I'm going to update the entire table because we have placed page breaks in there, and that will change our numbering as well as our table. So we're going to go entire table, and we will see that all of the appendices have had the numbers removed from them, and that all of the page numbers have been changed from 1 through to 8 through to 1 through to 11 as appropriate with the page breaks we have placed. The final thing we're going to look at is if you have an image in your document and you wish to insert a caption, you simply need to go to References and Insert Caption. So we'll have a look at that. So in the document you'll see I have an image. I'm simply going to click after that image, hit enter so we're directly below it, and go to References and Insert Caption. From here you'll see it says figure 1. Now you can change that to figure, equation or table. Figure is enough. And in here you can name it. So this is gold digger, and simply go OK, and you will see that the figure is placed below the table. And if you wish to, you can align both of the things to the center with a center align. And as we wish these to be close to each other, we'll go to the page layout and we'll choose to make our after 0 points, and you'll see that that brings these into being close to each other. However, on the gold digger we'd like to make that 12 points. So 0 points before and 12 points after on the actual citation, and on the image itself 0 and 0 to give it the spacing we'd like. If we turn off our show and tell, you'll see how that looks. If you need more help with formatting your document, you can always go to the ALC help. The phone number is 49707211, or email the alc.advice@cqu.edu.au. The ALC can help you with computing, formatting, or even grammar and all those other areas that you may need help with for assignments. You can call to make an appointment, or you can email your assignments through for help with this. Thank you for joining me on this look through Microsoft format reporting. Don't forget, if you have any other questions, talk to your course lecturer or your course coordinator. Thank you. Bye.